How are you,
Hi,
my friend?
I am so good. I
I'm glad to hear that.
yeah, it is Tuesday. How was your day?
It was a great day, actually. I got to pick out subway tile, help our clients that are out of state. FaceTiming with them in the new build, showing them the options. They picked the one that I liked, which I was glad. There was like two good options. The other four were not. And we weeded those out right away. So that was fun. And then did content day at a $1.6 million gorgeous home built in 2022. Um,
Mm.
and the agent had us all in for content. So we were all doing content all over the house. I put some stuff on Insta and Facebook. Is just a fantastic home. Like amazing. I wanted it, but I don't think you're gonna approve me for it.
You know what? Let's 2 more years.
Right?
2 more
We
years.
need to get it needs to be an investment. We need to get somebody to invest in me. We need an investor. We need we need an investor and then I can get the house.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't want to live there anyway in that area. I'm gonna go somewhere else. But how was your day?
My day was good. We had a lot going on tomorrow. I am part of this women's group. Well, it's not just women. It actually has there's men as well. So it's the Women's Council of Realtors. So our network is hosting this really cool panel for not just real estate agents, but everybody in the industry.
Yeah.
And it's basically leveling up your sales. We have Mike Morris came and did a video. We have a couple really cool keynote speakers that are going to come up, and it's all about sales and how they leveled up their sales. So what's really cool about this is we have questions for the panel that are already pre-scripted that it took, I want to say about 8 of us. We mastermind and spent 3 hours in creating 10 really good questions. And those 10 questions are, how did you get there? How did it change you? What is it like to be in the limelight? What is it like to reach your level of success? Because right now, where we are at, you and I, we're on the track of level of success at their level. The whole different level. You're on billboards, you're doing this, you're doing that. So it's pretty interesting that we're going to hear their journey, their trials, their wins. They're going to explain everything. And tomorrow, I'm giving the inspirational speech.
I love that. You have to get somebody to record it. Make sure you bring your own tripod and have it set up and have somebody record it for you because you're going to want to have that.
I am so nervous. So giving
You're
the
going to do great.
inspirational,
You're going to do
giving the
great.
inspirational and it's only giving inspiration to such a pack of, and I want to say the word pack because I specifically say the word pack. Like I feel like we're a pack of alphas. We in this industry, you have to be self motivated. You
Hmm.
have to be self driven. You need to be self like in dot 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 dot. You can keep filling in all those words if you'd like. But in our industry, we don't have someone saying do this, do that. You can hire a coach and you can pay someone to do it. But
Right.
really, the accountability that comes in our industry, being able to have these individuals be on the stage talking about the triumphs, the failures, how they overcame it, what kind of balance they have with life, with love, with work. How do you balance that level of success like Mike Morris? How
Yeah.
do you balance that success like the individuals who are at that level?
Hmm.
So it's really cool to see and want to see something that big and then to be able to talk and give inspiration. I'm
You're
nervous
going to kill it.
because mm, I I'll do good. I'm
You're
just
going to kill
letting you
it.
know.
Yeah. So, hi, Makola. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thanks for popping in. So we, Cece and I, Cece Machieski, Simple Home Lending. I'm Holly Amato, real estate specialist. For those of you who may not know, if you don't know us, hit that like so that you'll know when we come live. We typically do this on Tuesday nights at 6:30 Eastern, and we try and bring some really great industry specific information, what's going on. Sometimes we're just silly stories, but we love to talk everything real estate. And if you have a question or comment, feel free to drop it in. And today we have a pretty big news for next week in the mortgage. The feds are actually meeting
On the 18th,
18th, and they're going to either, the news is, the buzz is they're going to drop either 25 or 50 basis points. So everyone's got a different perspective on what they think that means. I would love for you to tell us, Cece, like your thoughts on it and what we can expect.
yeah, it'll be nice because we're all waiting to take that deep breath. We're all
Mhm.
waiting for that break. Recently, we had an amazing rate break for our VA families. So we're able to call all of our VA friends and be able to tell them, hey, we have this. Hey, we can drop your rate. We were saving people up to $300 a month. If you purchased in the last year, your interest rate was around 7.25, 7.5 for when we were doing our VAs. Then what was nice about it is we're down in the five, saving hundreds of dollars per month, not annually, but per month. So with the feds coming out with this perspective, now they're taking this week and they're going to see and adjust where everything's at, and then they come out and they let us know. I'm hoping for that healing mark, as most of us are. Oh, it's okay, Texas repo, that you don't know that much about real estate.
That's
You
what we're
should.
here for.
If
We're going to
you
try to make it
stay here,
interesting.
yes, if you stay here, you will learn a lot of stuff. So right now, interest rates are huge.
how will I save? How will I save selling now with buying in the UO market?
Oh,
How will
up
I,
the up
the
market.
up market? Okay, how
Oh,
will I
that's a
save
great
selling now?
question.
Well, so the thing about, like, there's different strategies, and Cece, I'll let you weigh in on it as well from your side of it. But selling, so when you're selling now, right now, there's not a lot of competition. Like right now, there's really low inventory, even worse than it was before. I feel like the summer rush is over and we're sliding into fall, which we're setting up to have a great fall. But there are still a lot of buyers who are looking. So if you're a seller that's waiting and you're kind of thinking, well, maybe I'll get through this weather and then maybe I will, list in the spring. I talk to a lot of people who think they want to do that because the rate's supposed to be even farther down. But then from the real estate side, not even looking at the rate, when you've got more houses listing, you're going to have more competition. And when you're the only house that's listed and you've got 10 people that want it, you're going to get the best opportunity as a seller. From the buy side, if you are waiting for the rate to come down, we've already seen this happen. Um, the buy side, if you wait, you're going to be in competition with all the other buyers for the homes that are hitting the market when that rate comes down. And then you're essentially going over ask. So maybe you're having to do 20, 30, 40, 50,000 over. We saw it in 2021. We saw it go super high just to get the house. And Cece, I think last week, oh no, it was on TikTok. You did the math and I said, for 1% on a $500,000 home, let's say you were 20% down, just at one percentage point, if you had to put 20,000 over, and we're not taking taxes or anything into account, it was about 8 years before you were going to get that return
Yeah,
in what
and
your difference in the payment was.
if the math, I don't recall the math, but yeah. So when you do the math and that return on investment, the big thing is the ROI. Does it make sense? And as myself, who is a professional with mortgages that loves to advise my clients, I will show them the math because the numbers don't lie. When I show them those numbers, seeing that $20,000, that return on investment, depending on what type of home, could range between a 5 year, you have to pay for 5 years before you see that investment back. some are 11 years. Does it really make sense? And that's where us, Holly, you and I working as a team with our clients. So, Aaron, for example, if you are our client, we would say, hey, we advise this. Holly will tell you there is room to gain equity in this home. There's room. This is a solid deal. I'll come in and say, okay, if you go 10 over, the return on investment of your funds may be only 3 years. Go for it. Because 3 years, you're still going to be living in the home. 11
Yes.
years, you may be pushing it because life changes. What if
Yep.
you get deployed? What if you take a job outside of the city and the drive is harder, so you have to move closer to your job? So there's a lot to gain with the knowledge that Holly and I will give of if it's worthwhile or not.
I look at it like, and Cece, I'm having a hard time hearing you just a little bit. It might just be you're quieter or maybe where you're
Oh,
at,
maybe my
but
hair is covering this.
maybe that's what it is. But it's like, and you're saying some really good stuff. But I think what I always tell people is listen, if the rate is higher now and we know it's coming down, and we do know that it is, and you buy now and you buy a little bit higher than everyone else, in 6 months, you refinance it and you're not in that competition mode where again you've got to bid up plus the rate is still it's still not super low. We're talking about coming to like maybe mid fives within 6 months, it's or so into the fives next year 2025, we don't know exactly. So you're only really looking at maybe 1%, so you're waiting for that 1% to come down. But if so many people have that same idea, which they do, you're going to have to go over. I would
Then you got
rather
to flood the
see,
market.
yeah, I'd rather see you get the house when there's less people who
Mhm.
are thinking that way because that's strategic and that's smart. And then just refinance it in 6 months. Then you are in charge of your money. You're deciding on what your price point is. You're deciding on your offer. If you're up against four other people, even two other people, now you've got to ask yourself, how high are they going to go? Where do I need to be? You're not in control of your offer like you are when there's less people who are willing to get into the market with a higher rate.
So this is a story I tell. Can I share a story? Can you hear
But
me
please
okay?
do.
Okay. So there was this beautiful house. Our subdivision, absolutely gorgeous. And the house in the front of the sub. And most people don't know the homes in the beginning of the sub near the entrance have less value because there's such high traffic. Most people want to be in the back of the subdivision. That
Yep.
is the desired, more desired property. So, with that said, a house in our neighborhood, we were all shocked and excited, sold for 999, $1,000 off of a mill. Like we're gonna have a house in our subdivision that was worth 1 million. It was huge for all of our values. They got that at about a 5.5%. That was the time of the market. Almost $1 million home. Because I can't quite say that. $1 million home in the fives. Well, that was back in 2021. Everybody was flooding. Let's get it because the rates were low. Now with the rates that were high, and when we had a house sell in the back of the sub, now with the rates higher at the 8%, the 7.5%, that house sold for 850. Same
Wow.
exact house,
Yep.
850. That's how much it humbled the value. Now that's
Hmm.
a bit extreme. This one's extreme, but here's the thing: the 850 home at the 8%, now that they can refinance and get into the sixes, who won?
Exactly.
Who won?
That's
So
that's
I
huge.
say don't wait.
$150,000 difference versus
Huge.
2%, one or 1.5, 2% points for a short period of time. It's like it's a little bit of pain for a short period of time. Maybe you cut back on other things, but long term, you're smart money. And Wade has a really good question. So he's saying basically looking at the interest rates drop, does it mean the property values will drop as well for those of us that had to pay or had to buy in the last couple of years and pay higher than normal? No.
Absolutely not.
Interest rate dropping does not mean so property values. Here's the thing with property values, Wade, and this is a really great question because people I think get nervous because they're like thinking about like the crash of 2008 and all of that. They're thinking, "Oh my gosh, does this mean we're in for a crash because things are changing?" But that was an economic situation. That was some predatory lending stuff. That was a whole different story. Right
hold the
now,
sales.
yeah, we're in a seller's market and we will stay in a seller's market for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have less homes across the country than there are people. The demand is higher than what we have. Construction, pay attention to construction. Watch these developers and builders. They are really tied in and they know what's what. Like they're not going to spend all this money if no one's buying houses. So they're putting them up like crazy in our area. I'm sure they are. I've heard just everywhere. New developments are going up everywhere. So they're putting up new homes because there's not enough homes and there's not enough homes on the market for sale for the buyers. We know this. So it's going to stay a seller's market until that balance shifts. Now, here's the thing. When you look at, say, oh, are we going to see foreclosures? It's really rare for us to see any foreclosures because just think of it this way. When we had that 3%, 2.5% to 3.5%, pretty much everyone and their mother refinanced. I don't know anyone who didn't, right? So, and I'm going to get to your point in a minute, the last couple of years, but just kind of backtracking a little. Those people are, if they're not going anywhere, they're happy with their rate. But if they fell on hard times, they lost their job and they can't afford the house anymore, there's no way in the world they're going to let it foreclose because they've got so much equity. So much equity. They're going to
Over
list the house
50%. Most
over
Americans
50% equity.
have more than 50%. When you look at, I wish I had the numbers. I'll get the numbers for next Tuesday. Okay, I'll
Yep.
have those numbers, those exact statistics, because it's actually very interesting to see. And I, off the cuff, remember you and I went to United Wholesale Mortgage. What
Yep.
did they say? 67% have over 50% equity of their home, which is,
Yeah, you remember that better than I do. I took a picture of the slide and I don't remember, but it
yeah,
was
it was
it was a
67%. It was
crazy
high.
high
It was
number.
high
So we're not going to see all this a bunch of foreclosures. But what
because they
what
can
Wade is
sell.
saying, pardon me,
They can sell and
because
have
you're going to
equity.
sell and you're going to get your equity out. Even if you're out on the street, you're not going to just walk away and let them take it,
No,
right?
no,
You're going to get your equity out.
you're
So
not going
Wade,
to
you're
leave
saying,
$80,000 on the table.
right? No, who does that?
No.
Nobody leaves
So
$80,000 on the
to
table.
keep going with your comment, Wade, over the next couple of years, and Holly can discuss this too. Every year, at least here in our area, the Metro Detroit area, the housing value increases. Even though it's been low of sales, the home values are still increasing what by 4 or 5% every year. 4%, 3%. Like there's no decrease of value.
Mhm.
Now, there's not as many homes on the market. That's where it's huge. Hold on. What did
Yeah,
Ann
that's like
say?
the economics of it. Like it's like a supply and demand. We have high demand, lower supply. That means the cost of that item, in our case, housing, goes up. So this year it was, and everyone gave a different number. We won't know till the end of this year, but we had anything from like 1.5 to 6%. I think 6% is high. Maybe in certain markets, we would see the market uptick, but definitely not going down. So yeah, a question, is it because of the rates when we bought or because we have that equity? So kind of both. Like when you're getting in at a 3% rate, you can afford to put more down. You can afford to put more down. That means you're going to have more equity off the get go. And as we were doing that in 2021, the pricing just kept raising. I think in 2021, we had a 15%. It's at least 15, it could be higher. I might be being conservative saying 15% was where our pricing jumped. We had a big jump.
We did.
So, and yeah, when you have a lower payment, some people are opting to put more down on their home. So you're going to have more equity. But again, the values continue to go up because we're still in a market where we have less homes than we have bodies to put in them.
And I have enough clients who are looking out there to buy a house, swoop in. And so what I do as a mortgage lender, I talk to a lot of real estate agents and I like to play matchmaker. So right now there's a realtor that I talked to who has a house coming on the market in the city of Warren. And they're looking at a lower price point because the home is actually not, it hasn't been upkept in maybe a good 25 years. Everything's outdated, severely outdated. They're going to need to redo everything. And what we discussed last week And if you don't know anything about a rehab loan, go watch our last video from last week regarding rehab loans and how powerful that they can be. That'll help educate you.
Yeah,
So
that was a good one.
this one, when I found out about the home, 220 in Warren.
I'm
That's
sorry, what did you say in Warren? I didn't hear it.
220,000 in Warren.
Okay.
So it's the north, more of the north end of Warren.
Mhm.
So they're there, and I have clients. It hasn't even hit the market. I have two clients that potentially would want to buy that home.
Right,
Two.
because it's a
It
great
didn't hit
market
the
price.
market. They're
Yep.
not going to foreclose on ever. And with
No.
the rate and how they are, everybody's now thinking, okay, it's time. I feel comfortable. And the media has not been scaring anybody, saying the rates are going up. We're all hoping to circle back to what we're discussing, you and I, Holly, of what the Federal Reserve is going to say next week. We're on pins and needles. Everybody's on pins and needles.
Yeah.
Um, we have the owner of UWM discussing it. We have all these gurus discussing what's going to happen. And you can hear all throughout the
Did we lose your audio? Okay. I think she's saying.
phrase.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, you did for a second.
Okay.
You're back.
Oh, I did not put my phone on airplane mode.
That's okay. We usually
Damn
have
it.
at least one glitch. Seems to be. But yeah, I think um it's a conversation that people we keep having it because it really needs to be said more than once because I think people like, and I don't want to say this in a, I'm trying to say this nicely. You know, the saying penny smart, dollar stupid. Nobody's stupid. But penny smart means you're looking at the small win, thinking that's what your eyes should be on. Like, oh, rates coming down. I should wait to buy. But the dollar stupid part of that means, but if you do that, you're saving some pennies over here, but you're going to pay a lot more dollars over here. At the end of the day, it really does affect your financial picture more if you've got to go way over and outbid other people. Now, if we weren't in a situation where we had a total seller's market, and we didn't have like 15 offers on a house and the rate came down, yes, that makes perfect sense that you would wait for the rate to come down. But that's just not how it goes because a lot of people are thinking that way. And even people who aren't thinking they want to move, when the rate gets low enough and it hits that number for them,
Hmm.
they start thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly, that's perfectly said.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know we were also going to talk about like, I think we have a little bit of time we can pop out with. So Cece had a situation with two of her loans. I have a situation with my seller, and that is this time of year when you're closing. The so the buyer has to pay the seller back. In Michigan, we do our taxes in advance. Some states are in arrears, but we are in advance. And so that means that the sellers have essentially typically paid the summer tax bill that came out July 1st, typically. Now, there are some banks that wait and hold it as long as they can to get their interest, I think, and they wait so long to pay it. So, for instance, for my seller, we got notification from the title company because we're getting ready to close probably within 10 days or so that that sorry, that just totally like made me that the seller didn't hello man you're funny that the seller didn't pay their taxes, right? So the title company is reaching out to me saying, hey, did the taxes get paid? Because it looks like they're not paid. So when you go online, it looks like they're not paid. He went on his escrow account online, he took a screenshot, and you can see they just paid it. So I'm going to let you take it from here, Cece, because the situation is, even though the escrow took it and they may have sent the payment, if the city hasn't posted it yet, it puts the lender in a pickle and it puts title in a pickle because they have to make sure it's paid. Like somebody's paying this thing.
100%. So we need to see confirmation before closing that escrows have been paid. So I have a client, actually a few, and so does Holly, because we're in a very gray area. Now, taxes are due by September 1st. My client's mortgage company, and this is a refinance, not a purchase. So this one's slightly different. So with the refinance, what happened is their escrow was paid August 26th. It was mailed out. So in their accounting, in their portal, they see that it was paid. Doesn't mean it was paid. That means that the check was sent. That's what that means. So you have to call the city. I ended up calling the city to see if they received it. We need that receipt. We need a paid receipt. Even though it's not updated online in public records, if I can get a receipt from the city, that's good enough. If not, we have to hold those funds in escrow. So what ended up happening with this one specific client, which I'm having a second one now, and I guarantee I'm gonna have a third and fourth, because these few weeks kind of weird. We're in this gray area. Everything gets mailed out, just like what Holly said. They want to hold on to those funds to earn as much interest as possible. So here they are waiting till August 26th, August 27th, August 28th, moving on to mail that check out. Well, the city hasn't received it. So this one client, I called the city and they were working on all mail received September 3rd through September 6th, which means, and they did not receive my client's payment, which means we have to hold it in escrow. And he's closing, actually, he closed today. I apologize. This one actually closed today at 3 p.m. So we had to hold his whole escrow of $3,200 of his funds to the side because his mortgage company, his prior one, held it this long and we can't prove it. So as soon as it posts, I'm already on the phone with the city because that's what I do as your trusted mortgage lender, that I keep up on top of it. So I'm already calling the city. I'm on top of it. So the moment it shows it's cashed, we're sending it to the title company to release those funds. But here my client is didn't lose 3,200. It's just put away. And sometimes that's uncomfortable. That's an uncomfortable conversation to have with someone who trusts us, who is a friend, who's a family. This is not the first time we've worked with them. We've already helped purchase the home, refinance, but we're in this gray area of having to hold funds. And here's the second part. So that's part A. By the time we close on this loan or a few other loans, summer should have been paid, but then we're going to be closing and the first payment's going to be due December 1st. So
Winter.
now we have to hold winter. So now we're holding two, the summer and the winter. Let's add a couple grand to that. So your closing costs are going to show a high amount, but it's all taxes. Now it does wash out. It all equals out. Trust me, it does. Your taxes are going to get paid some way, somehow, and we make sure you're taken care of. But right now, we're having these conversations with the families that we serve, the families that trust us with our purchase, with the refinance, who we love and take care of. But it's a bit of an uncomfortable conversation, and this is kind of what's happening. But as soon as we have this open dialogue, like what we're doing right now, Holly, it's transparency. And if you have transparency and you trust your team, you feel comfortable about it. It's when you're working with a loan officer or a realtor, if it's a purchase, and they don't see this, and you get to the closing table, and your closing costs are 3,200 or 5 grand more than you initially thought. That's uncomfortable. You think you're getting scammed. You're thinking the worst case scenario. Now you don't trust anybody. So us having this conversation is huge. We want to build trust. We want to build that relationship because we care for the families that we're serving at the time to get into their new home or refinance to help save money.
Right. And when you're having those conversations with the cash to close going into this season, it's always a good way to put that disclaimer out there to say, depending on when you close, because you've got to fund your escrow account, is it 2 months or 3 months?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You have to fund your escrow account. Is it 2 months or 3 months?
Oh, no, it actually, good question. So your homeowner's insurance is 3 months. Your summer taxes and the winter taxes vary depending on the month you close. So right now we're
Okay.
holding for this junction in time. I believe summer months we're holding 5 months worth. Winter
Okay.
we're holding up to 13 months because they're due.
Right. But
So
legally, they have to have at least there's like a law. It's either 3 months or 2 months. It's one of the 2. Like, you have to have at least that much in your escrow at all
I
times.
it makes sense if it's 3. We always do 3
3.
for homeowners insurance.
Yep.
So I
Okay,
would
so the
say 3. I actually don't know that one because we're
okay.
yeah, no, it's 3
Yeah.
for sure.
I knew it was 2 or 3. 3, I think, because I just a couple closings I've done, and I've, those prorations on the taxes, and then your aggregate and all of that, showing like funding the escrow. And it can be so, timing. People talk about what's the best time to buy a house. It's always a good time to buy a house, but you always have to work with people who know what they're doing, because you have to be able to count those costs. So you have to make sure if it's going to be 3,200 more or 5,000 more because of the time of year and because of the way those taxes are being held. There's a couple of things. One is you can ask your lender if you can opt out of having the escrow. I love an escrow, but that might be something that you don't have to, you can pay the taxes outright and not have to have the escrow. Some, I know, loan products don't let you do it. You have to be, in a certain position for them. I don't think does FHA even allow, I don't know if they even allow you to do that, or you have to have a certain percentage down in order
You
to
have
opt
to
out.
have a certain percentage down. Conventional, it's 5% down or more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's always an option too. I just like knowing I don't have to worry about taxes. But if you look at the time of year, it's not to say, oh, I don't want to close right now because I'm gonna have to pay out this extra at closing. There's always a workaround, and there's always options. And that's why you want to know going in. You don't want to get into a transaction and then be learning these things. That's not the time to learn them. You should have already had those conversations. It should have been brought to your attention. Hey, this is what's going on. Okay, so wait, I read your question, but here's the thing. Um, the hats off to you for being active military. Thank you for your service. We don't deal in capital gains just because we're not licensed, especially since we're live on YouTube. We are not licensed as CPAs or any type of financial, so we're not allowed with our licensing. We're not allowed to talk about that. But what I will say is, you need to get a really great financial advisor or CPA. Just the bottom, basically a capital gains tax, typically, just so that could give you minimal. If you're single, you've got a $250,000 exempt here in Michigan, anyways. 500,000 if you're married, meaning if you sold and you had those as gains,
You're
that's
married.
like your threshold. And you can add your basis to it, which is like, let's say you put 50,000 into the home, that gets added on as well. So it helps you out with that. So if you're a single guy and you're making more than $250,000 on the sale of your house, you want to definitely talk to your CPA. And I'm assuming that's also your homestead and not an investment property. So there's a lot that goes into that. You want to definitely get a good financial person on that.
Yeah, and Wade, you can always reach out to Holly and I. You can DM us, and we can send you a really good referral to
Yes.
get that question answered. So go ahead, reach out to us, and we'll send over the right people who we like, trust, and know.
Yep. Yep. I always believe that you want to get the right professional for the job. So obviously I'm a realtor and CC's a mortgage lender, and the financial piece, we work in tandem. We have our favorite attorney friend that we go to for legal stuff. So, we want to make sure that our clients are getting the best representation in every way, shape, and form, especially finances. Your finances are super important, and we want to make sure you're well cared for. I don't like when people who aren't licensed or only have half the picture start giving advice. It's just not the way to go. Yeah. So, but thanks for asking. And if you haven't already liked and followed, please do that, because I'd love for you to join us weekly or whenever you're free. What branch of the military are you in? Did you say? Oh, you didn't say. I'm wondering where you're stationed. If you want to tell us, I'm just being nosy. Where you're stationed, who you're with, where you're from. Now I'm just getting silly.
If you're a Michigander or not.
Army. Okay, cool. Where are you right now and where are you going? Oh, you are in Northern Michigan. Okay, nice. Are you in Northern Michigan or you're coming to Northern Michigan? Because everything we're saying is obviously Michigan, although we're both licensed down in Florida and we are going to be doing business down there. I've been a broker, had a broker license for 3 years. CC's been licensed for a while too. And we're going to start,
That's
instead of
exciting.
Emily in Paris, it's going to be Holly and Cece in Florida. We're
Oh,
gonna,
with a palm tree
yes.
behind us.
It's gonna be
Lemon
such a better
trees.
live. Yeah, we're gonna have palm trees. You're gonna hear the soft ocean waves. It's gonna be amazing. Uh, So, oh, you're in Marquette. Where are you going? Where are they sending you? Yeah, Marquette is far. You are up. We're down in Metro. We're
Now,
down
don't they
here in
call
Metro
us
Detroit.
trolls?
What was that?
Don't aren't we called trolls because we're below the bridge?
What?
Yes,
No.
there's something someone told me that. Okay, let's spill the
Is
tea.
that what
I
the
think
Youpers
we're
say
called
about us?
yes,
Is that how they
us
make fun of us?
southern Michiganders are considered we get called trolls like in a fun sarcastic way because we live under the Mackinac Bridge. Get it? Trolls live under
Yeah,
the
no, I
bridge.
get it. I just don't like it.
I know.
I never heard that.
I know, right?
Not a freaking
Or
troll.
maybe we're pretty trolls. Ooh, can I have the pink
I was
hair?
just gonna say that's the thing with the
The
pink or purple hair
disco?
sticking up, right? Okay, so way to saying it is what they say, but don't worry. These people up here are weird. I wasn't gonna say it, but it's definitely a different perspective on life. Not bad, just
Yeah,
different. I love Michigan, like northern Michigan, like not where
the
I'm at right now
colors.
all the time, but it's
Yeah,
beautiful. Northern Michigan's beautiful. Traverse City's gorgeous. We have so many vineyards, and I mean, my goodness, the lakes are amazing.
the
But
real
when it gets
estate up
cold,
there. Yeah,
Mama wants out. Time to go to Florida.
got the palm trees behind us. We'll see. Let's see for sure.
Yeah.
The whole negative. No, no.
No, we need. I mean, I feel like it would be even better from a yacht. Just like sitting on a
Do
yacht
you do you
in the
recall
ocean.
what was it? Was it like 2014? It was so cold. People were leaving the cars running because it wouldn't start again. It was like stuff
Oh, that whole tundra
-23.
polar vortex, whatever that was. They made T-shirts for it
Oh,
and everything.
that
Ridiculous.
winter was.
What
But that
happened to the UP? If we were feeling that down here, I can't even imagine what it was like up there.
no, no, no.
That was bad.
We
Yeah.
would
See, that was my
snowmobile.
first inclination. And I need to go.
Yeah,
I wasn't
we
meant for
would need
this.
a snowmobile because that's cold weather machinery. Vehicles don't start after certain temperatures. So no,
No.
you would need to be a full-time snowmobiler to survive even more
I just
cold.
remember like I'd be like, why my face hurts. Like, and there was like that meme that says, why do I live in a place that it hurts, my face hurts to go outside? And I was like, I was feeling that. Like, yeah, it's physically painful.
Hmm.
Now I know in Florida, I actually just met another agent. She moved up here from Florida.
Oh,
She's amazing. Love her. She's with EXP, so we got along right away, of course. And she was saying, Holly, I have a question for you. How long have you actually spent in Florida, like at one time? And I got what she was saying. Oh, you're asking if I've actually spent like a month there to really feel the lifestyle. I'm like, no, I've never spent like a full month. My kids, I could never leave for a month, but I've been there for like a week, come home for a little while, gone back. I've done that before. And she's like, you're constantly sweating. Your makeup is like falling off your face. She's like, cute hair. She's like, you don't get to have cute hair. You can't even do your hair. I said, I do know that because when I go in the summertime, it is. It's like I said, well, what do these women do? Sorry, guys, we're getting off topic for a second. We do this too, by the way.
girl talk.
With girl talk. What do these women do when they have to go to a nice event or something? And she looked at me. She goes, they get a wig. I go, shut up. She's like, no, legitimately, you wear a wig.
Oh, my hair's too big for a
So we
wig.
have to get wigs.
What?
We have to get
Oh,
wigs, fun
okay.
wigs, and
Can I get the Marilyn Monroe? Hold on.
yes,
Okay,
yes, you
give me.
can.
Wait, can I
We're
be
gonna go wig
inside?
shopping apparently because I mean, I don't know that I'll be down there a lot in the summer. We'll see. Whenever there's business, I want to go when it's cold here. I feel like all of our people here, that's when their wheels start turning, and they're
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
we just got over summer and we're so happy, and we're like, I could always have this. How could I always have this? And they start thinking about it, and that's about now is about when people start thinking
That
about
first
it.
cold winter,
Yeah.
that freeze, like Saturday. For us,
Hmm.
it it became cold, 46 degrees.
It was cold. That morning, you were freezing. I know it was 62 of the high. It was 56 when I left the house. When you left it, you said it was 46. That's a big
It was
difference.
it was probably less than that. My
Mm.
destination, Snapchat, when you take a picture, you can add the degrees. It said
Yep.
46, and it's usually spot on for the location you're at. So
Right.
yeah, it was it was slightly cold.
It's just hard to make peace with the fact that we live in a place where we're stuck inside so much because it's cold, rainy, snowy, and then the gray. So, not to be negative about Michigan, because there's a lot of positives, but for
Tons of
me,
positives.
it's the 7 months of cold that I need a way to combat that, and I need a way to.
You can build
And
an
I like back and
igloo
forth. I like
around the
having winter
fireplace.
here for Christmas. Then I'm done.
I can make it to. I think I can make it till my birthday in February.
My birthday's in
Maybe.
January, and I always want to be gone for my birthday.
Yeah, see, that January, February mark, I think would be is perfect. So
Yeah.
anybody here or eventually watches this, let us know if you want to become a snowbird. We're licensed. Again, DM us, like us, follow us, and we'll take care of you. Because we're gonna have to talk about the dual licensing in one of our shows
Yeah.
and what that means for our buyers that are coming from Michigan, how to use their equity to buy cash in Florida to be cash
Hmm.
buyers and go quick.
I
And what's
love that.
possible is me being the loan officer up here, they don't have to fly down
Yeah.
to
Right.
close. We
Hmm.
can do all the financial transactions here
Hmm.
with refinancing, pulling cash out, or looking into a HELOC, or talking to your CPA or your financial planner and strategically coming up with that idea. Let's pull money from the house. Let's pull money from, again, talk to your financial advisor. And if you don't have a good one, reach out to us. We know people.
We do.
I would I want to name drop a few people right now. I won't, but I'll name drop a few
They have to.
people.
They have to. Wait. We need to get a commercial. We need to have, what was that? Marketing, advertising.
Maybe, or just bring them on. Can
Brought to
we
you
like
by this
can we
episode.
do 3 screens? Can we bring on more another individual? Like let's say
I
we bring
can't.
on a CPA.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. It won't let me do that. I don't know if that's like a fancy option if you're doing if you have like millions of people who follow you. So if you're not following me yet and you're watching, definitely hit the like
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Maybe if I brought in a CPA, he can stand behind me and it looks like he'll be right here
Yes,
in
you could
the
have him
video.
just stand there like a talking head. Yeah.
Well, Jim
Brought to
is
you by,
pretty
and then we'll just
tall.
point at him when it's his turn. It's your turn.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Jim is pretty tall, so he could just stand there.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, but I would love to have a financial advisor on, because I think there's so many aspects of what you can do to get strategic in your finances. So it's like we deal with, you come up and structure a plan, and the financial advisor is really great at looking at all the accounts, all the situations. Hey, should you borrow from your 401, or should you look at the IRA? Would you be able to quickly put the money back once you sell and you're buying? So there's so many ways that they can look at the whole picture too, and make sure that you're getting that money back in there quickly, so you're not taxed 25 or 40% or what it is, crazy number. And it doesn't hurt you long term. So I think it's great to have someone like that, especially if you want to get a secondary home or an investment property or whatever. That's super
Yeah,
helpful.
and those tax ramifications probably vary depending on the type of home. From my understanding, it's a primary home only that you have less taxes. Um, that tax ramification. Again, talk to your professional. So what you want to do is, I'm pretty with having that primary home. We have parents who take money out for their kids, so they can get into those negotiations sooner and faster. And then I come in after the cash purchase, and I can refinance them 2 days later to help give back the money to their parents, so they make it before that 60, 90-day window that they have to have those funds back in.
Yep. I had a client, quick story, because I know we're probably going to need to wrap up, but I had a client who's buying cash. We were selling her condo. She was buying another condo. She didn't actually tell me. So it was going to be just primary, right? She was selling it in another primary. She didn't actually tell me she did that. When she told me, thankfully, she told me, and we were getting under contract. And um, what she was buying, we were, I believe, getting keys at close, because I told her, I said, I need to know this, because you need to, and she didn't even realize. She came back to me, she said, I have 60, it was 60 or 90. She's like, and I'm gonna have to pay, it was either 25 or 40% tax. It was, and this was 5 years ago. So I don't know what it is now. And I was like, oh my gosh, a little bit of pressure for me to make sure this, we better get, the house that we're buying, it better close, that everything better work with that, with their situation, them getting out, because yeah, she told me that like
When you're on a timeline.
late. Yeah, I didn't know I was on a timeline. She told me, and
Mhm.
thankfully we were fine. She got her money back into her account, and everything was no big deal. But had she not, that would have been a huge tax hit. It would have been rough.
Mhm. Now,
So
what's
you
that return on investment?
not very good.
Not good. Let's start talking my love
Not good at
language.
all.
There is no return on investment
Right.
for
Yeah, that's
that kind of.
that's that's not good. So I've just, knock on wood, I'm knocking on the side of my chair. You know, we haven't had anything crazy like that happen with people. But it's like, I always like to say, when you sit down, if you ever sit down with an attorney, the attorney will say to you, tell me everything, don't hold back. I can help you if you tell me everything. Don't let me
Mhm.
be surprised. We're the same way. We are a fiduciary responsibility, and tell us everything that's going on. I have story after story, we'll do some other day, of people who didn't do that. And we're running around cleaning up messes and trying to fix things that, had we known, we could have, you know, completely gone around them in a different way,
Oh,
or
it
avoided
helped.
them completely.
We would have helped.
Yeah.
We would have wanted to put, again, like what I keep saying, we're here to serve the families. We're here to get
Yes.
you into a home. We're here to change your life. We're here to help you. Your home is a retirement plan. So let's make it a financial gain for you. You have to communicate with us, and we'll keep the same transparency that you show up.
Hmm. Yeah. we
Then
can
we
we
can
can do
help.
our best work when we know all the facts. When we don't know all the facts, we need the full playbook. We need to have a strategic plan. So we need all the facts.
Yes,
No judgment, just the facts, and that will help us, because we've all lived life. We've all gone through some stuff. And yeah, we just need to know everything.
100%.
And on that
So
note,
I know we have to think of a really good topic for next week,
yes.
and
Well,
it's going to be
next week.
warm.
So, oh yeah, next week is good. Never mind. I keep thinking it's a different day. Yes, we will come up with something good for next week.
What do you
Maybe we'll
think
get
about the
some thoughts
masquerade ball?
and throw the ball.
About that?
Wait, what was that? You froze for a second.
Are you thinking about the masquerade ball? No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
no,
I'm so excited for that.
I'm excited for that too. That'll be
So
fun.
excited.
Got to have some fun things going into these colder months.
Oh,
Something to look forward to.
that one I'm looking forward to. The
That'll
red
be fun.
signs that I bought are so dramatic.
That's going to be fun.
Mm.
I never changed my earrings. That probably should.
Yeah, get something. I want something loud with a black mask. Get
Hmm.
something loud, and then I have a clutch that's matching the earrings.
That'll be really cute.
Yeah. So no necklace, big dramatic earrings, a pretty mask with that black dress that
It's
I
gonna be
really like.
fantastic.
I'm
We're gonna
excited.
have so much fun.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, cheers again. I'm all out of my tea. Thanks for joining me, Cece. And
Always.
you need everyone to follow you too. So Cece is Let's Talk Mortgages, correct?
Yes, I have like 4 followers because I'm
She
still
needs more
brand new.
followers. I need more
I have like
followers too.
four, maybe five. I don't know. Like it's brand new. So come follow me, like me, love me, and then we'll see you every Tuesday at. We try to make it about 6:30.
6:30
We've done a
Eastern.
few at
Yep.
4. So
Hmm.
typically we'll have notifications that go out that we're going to be going live. So just keep an eye
Yes.
on us on social media.
Absolutely. All
Thank
right, you
you so
guys, be
much.
blessed. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.